Give everybody a second to get on. Hey everybody, my name is Jeffrey Jansen. This is Daily Reflections for Sunday, November 23rd, 2016. Anyway, this is going to be a quick daily reflections tonight. I just took my daughter back to her mother's house. We had a great time tonight. We did not get the pies made like we were going to, just too nice outside in order to do that today. So it was such a beautiful day outside that we chose to do some other things instead. Anyway, I have to get off here in just a little bit because I actually have a couple some really motivating stuff I've got to do around 8:30 and 8:45 tonight. So anyway, tonight let's do a quick daily reflections about everything that's been going on throughout the week, and we're going to make this a start of our new week. And they keep wanting me, one thing about computers I don't like, they keep asking you to download stuff or register for stuff. It's like they force you to try to buy things. It's very annoying. And anyway, that's beyond the fact. Alright, so this week, starting a new week, you want to make sure to set your goals down right tonight. Okay, you want to make sure that before you go to bed, since it's Sunday, how are you going to wake up tomorrow? You can plan out tomorrow in advance on how you want the rest of your day to be. Now, let us not forget all of our soldiers, sailors, Army, Marines, Coast Guard, Navy, Air Force. We cannot forget about all those men and women who are out there on the front lines. And somebody asked me to reiterate what I meant when I said something the other day. There is a lot of people out there who do not know the difference in having rights and earning rights. Okay? To me, if you're a kid in high school, grade school, whatever else, you don't have any rights. I know you're American and I know you have rights. You actually do not. Your rights don't really kick in until you're 16, 17, 18 years old. Okay? When you're old enough to vote and old enough to fight for the country, that's when you have your rights. And the reason why we do that is because it's up to the parents, it's up to the family members to teach you what our freedoms are and everything else. So a lot of people, they think they have all these God-given rights. Well, in other countries, they don't have that. And so, I started this a long time ago when the guy started taking a knee. Okay, that's his right to take a knee. That's fine, but he never earned that right. It's his right, but there's a difference in having the right and taking advantage of it and then earning the right. And it's funny because a lot of people that have the most money, that have the most income, a lot of people that they sit there and they got these big basketball scholarships, they have these big football contracts and stuff like that. They have these baseball contracts. Then you start looking at all these people because they can sing and everything else. They have all these and they have the freedom to have that. But then they think that their right is they can go out and stomp on our flag. They can go burn the flag. They can go ridicule our government. They can go and sit there and say things like not our president. Here's my advice to you. Ignore all those people. They're immature. I don't care what their degree is. They're immature. They don't know what they're doing, okay? Because our president is everyone's president. And the reason why I say that is because my brothers and sisters in arms, they earn their rights. And I do not see them on here creating a disturbance. I don't see them on, in Oregon and in Washington, D.C. and up in New York causing a disturbance. Even though they have different political views and their president or their person that they wanted to get in president may not be in, and others that are in, they're not up there, sitting there taking advantage of somebody else's rights. They're not over there destroying stores and stuff like that. To me, if you're putting all this negative stuff on Facebook, knock it off, okay? Look, there's enough negativity out there without everybody else trying to pile on. The reason why is what you don't understand is right now there are other countries and there are people in there, they want us to go into anarchy. They want us to go in havoc. They're paying for people to go out there and protest, okay? But the American way of life is, look, it's a peaceful transition of power. It'll be 4 years. If you like the guy, you vote for again. If you don't, vote for somebody else, okay? But right now, going into the streets, all these millennials that are doing this, you're making your years when you were born, you're making all these college kids going out there, you're basically looking like little childish babies right now, okay? You didn't get your way, so you're going to go and fight it anyway. Well, guess what? You need to knock it off. The reason why is because, yes, you have freedoms, but since you're in college, unless you went on the front lines, you didn't earn those freedoms. So until you go out and you know what a business owners, they earn their freedoms. If they want to go do that kind of stuff, let them. But you don't see any business owners out there doing that. because they respect other business owners, not destroy the business. They're not going to get in the middle of a freeway and stop the middle of a freeway. All right? So business owners, they're not military, but they earn their freedom. Men and women that have worked in the factories from the time they were kids up until now, they earned their freedom because they worked for a living every single day. See, earning your freedom doesn't necessarily mean you need to be men and women of military, okay? It means that you have to live the American life, okay? You may not know history or math or economics or anything like that, but you know that as Americans, we all work together, and right now there is no crisis. But our media and these people that want to create anarchy and chaos, they're creating a crisis. And right now, the ones that are the sheep are the ones that are biting into it. They're the ones that are like, oh my God, we got to go out there. Knock it off, all right? If you need somebody to tell you to knock it off, that guess what? It doesn't. Your opinion no longer matters. The reason why is because the elections are over. The votes are in. It doesn't matter if it's a popular vote, electoral college. Think about this. You want to get rid of the electoral college, but our forefathers, our founding fathers, the ones who set it up. There's a reason why it was set up that way. Okay? And if you look all throughout the United States where these like violent crimes and everything else are happening, well, let's face it, they were also the blue states. They were the ones that are causing the problem still right now. So if you want to be a criminal, go out there and do it, and I hope you get thrown in jail. In fact, I will vote. I will go sign whatever I can to make sure you do get thrown in jail. I don't care what your political affiliation is. We do not act like this as a society. We do not act like this because the rest of the world is watching us right now, and we're acting no different than them. Those same people that are doing all this crap in all these other countries, when these like governments are trying to overthrow each other and everything else, we look like them right now. And I'm going to tell you this is going to be my last day of going into any political nonsense, but knock it off, okay? We are better than that, okay? I don't care who you are. I don't care what your opinion is. My opinion is this. Start putting positive out there. Start being positive to your neighbor. Start understanding. And if you don't like it, then go away. Go somewhere else. But don't sit there and try to ruin everybody else's good time. And I'm saying this as a good-hearted American, because we need to live together in harmony with each other in our communities, because that's what matters. This day of the reflection is because my daughter is growing up in a society to where we live and are governed by a system of rules and laws. Yes, we have freedoms, but that freedom is not free. It never has been and never will be. If you want free education, then quit acting like you don't deserve education. If you want free food, free stamps, free everything else, then you better start figuring out who's going to pay for it for you. Because guess what? Unless you're a small business owner, a big business owner, unless you're a blue-collar person that's going to work every single day, if you want free stuff, then you know what? There's no such thing. And if you're going to expect our government to give it to you, that means somebody's going to pay for your free stuff. This is my daily reflection for today. If my brothers and sisters get out of the military and are working every single day to put food on their table, but then a piece of what they make has to go into buying you free stuff because you're some college-educated person that decided not to get a job because you would rather not work every day for a living because you know you can get it for free, and now you're out protesting because you're sad you're not going to get your free phones, you're not going to get your free TVs, you're not going to get your free Wi-Fi, you're not going to get your luxury steaks, you know, knock it off. Go get a job. If you're so worried about people, you know what? These foreigners that are coming into our country, I love them. You know why I love them? They're hard workers. I don't want to see them go away because they're in the fields working when you're not. They're in the fields. And technically, since they can do it, here's my opinion of a foreigner coming in working. Not the criminal element, but the foreigners coming in and working. You in college, if you're sitting there protesting our own government, then you should be in the fields working with them. Or they should be the ones going to college. Because you know what? They would like to go to college and they're not going to complain. They're not going to act like a spoiled, rotten brat. What they're going to do is they're going to go to college, they're going to get an education, and they're going to start their own businesses. They're going to work for somebody, and they're going to create a nice living for themselves. All you guys that feel like you're privileged or entitled, you live in this entitled generation, you have no entitlements. You have no freedoms. Knock it off. Here's your freedom. You get up every day, you go to work. Now, if you want to work for yourself, which is the best thing to do, then you need to start talking to people like me. You need to start talking to people that have their own businesses. You need to start going to vocational schools and then maybe on to college. Some of you guys that are sitting there doing this crap, you don't deserve to be in college because you don't even get the grades to go to college. You're flunking out anyway. And why are you flunking out is because somebody convinced you you have to go to college right now. Go, 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 go. And guess what? You're so burned out on college, you're protesting in the street. My suggestion to do is get out of college and go to a vocational school. Get out of college. Maybe go work somewhere for a little bit. Maybe understand what the American way of life is before you sit there and trying to trample all over it, want to change the rules. Look, the rules are, you don't make those calls. And I'm sorry to say that, but you do not. We live in a free society, and there's a reason why it's a free society. Because those freedoms come at a price. And guess what? That price, you're not part of it. And the reason why you're not part of it is because you don't understand it. You know who's part of it? The men and women of this society that are working every day to put food on the table. You know who's earning it? Those professors that are teaching you because they're going to work every day to teach you. They should be teaching you better. You know who's earning it? The men and women on the front lines in the uniforms. That's who's earning it. You know who else is earning it? The police officers every single day that we're hearing about still to this day being shot in the middle of the street. They're earning it. You know who's earning it? Firefighters for being out there as a police officers, firefighters, school teachers for going to school and then being forced to teach something that is teaching an entitled generation that, oh yeah, you get everything given to you, you get everything free. Baloney. You want college? You want a free college? Join the military. You'll get your college for free. You want a free college? Maybe go do some kind of government work program. Because guess what? They give out free college too. Do you want to... You're so worried about people being racist and everything else. Why don't you look at the people right next to you that are burning down buildings, you know, getting in people's way and taking people's rights or freedoms. That's worse. That's worse you can do than anything anybody's done so far. Is and tread on somebody else's freedoms, tread on somebody else's privilege. You can either fight with us, or you'll never have anybody fight by your side. We're going to fight together as Americans. All you out there that are protesting and everything tonight, knock it off. All you do is look like a 2-year-old whiny little baby. And I'm sorry, but I have to finally key in. All this negativity I'm seeing on Facebook, knock it off. Okay? All you're doing is you're creating and you're showing that you're an entitled generation of whiny little babies. My daughter's 9 years old and she understands better than you do. So knock it off. I'm not telling you guys are idiots or anything. No, I'm going to take it back. You're idiots. If you're in college, act like you're educated and show us what an educated person can be. Guess what? You're creating havoc and you're interfering with people's rights and freedoms. And when you put all this negative BS on this Facebook and on Google and everything else, all you're doing is you're making those that want to topple our nation win. Okay, all those conspiracy theories and everything else, guess what? There are real people out there trying to do it. And you're helping them. You're helping ISIS. You're helping all these countries that want the America to go down. Why? Because they know if they keep getting more and more entitlements over here, that eventually our system will crush underneath the weight of its own selfish deeds. Do you want our system to come crashing down, or do you want to go out there and work? Maybe become your own business owner. Okay? Become somebody more. Go to a vocational school. Why don't you get in front of some couple drill instructors or DIs, or why don't you get in front of some mentors? Why don't you get in front of somebody that's going to tell you, look, instead of being a whiny little crab baby, go out there and be more and start with yourself. Pick yourself up off the ground and don't try to bring everybody down with you. I feel like society's become this giant lobster trap where every time somebody tries to crawl, you guys are pulling them back down like, no, 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 no. You guys are the lemmings, and the Pied Piper is the one who wants to topple our society. So if you want to be the little lemmings that follow the Pied Piper, you go freaking right ahead. But here's what I'm going to tell you right now. Because we now know what's going on, our system's going to basically go back the way it was. We're going to teach our kids that people like you have no place in a society of free men and women. So all you that are out there, when my daughter gets old enough, and all my friends' daughters and their sons become old enough, they're going to trample all over you and you're going to go to work for them. The reason why is because right now we all have to work together. And when you then come to us and say, hey, help me, well, guess what? You did not help us when we asked you to be part of our society, which is the American society. So you're going to go work for somebody else. And it's going to be one of my friends, my family, my daughter. And guess what? It's going to be for all these people that believe in a free society. We know it's not free. There's no such thing as real freedom because you have to earn it Blood, sweat, tears, lives, bodies lost. Not protesting in the street because you didn't get your free phone or your free Wi-Fi, or all of a sudden you think that somebody is something that they're not. What we're going to do today and together, and this is, like I said, this is my daily reflections. My daily reflections. This is the last time I'm going to gripe about this. After this, I'm going back to my positive attitude and everything else. Because I am positive, because I love my country. I love my brothers and sisters in uniform. I love every single police officer out there on the force today. I love the rule of law. And I know if I break it, I'm going to be in trouble. And guess what? I'm going to have to suck it up like everybody else. If I don't get my way, if my person doesn't get elected in the office, I know I'm going to have to suck it up. But guess what? I don't hate the people, and I'm not going to sit there and pretend to hate the people, because guess what? People tell you what they want you to hear. They don't tell you the truth. So what you're basing your ideas off of right now, there was one idiotic person on there that sat there and talked about Hillary Clinton's health plan that never passed, but she was sitting there bragging about how she and her family lived underneath it never even passed, lady. How can you get on the news and sit there and say that's something? I mean, you're an educated person? No, you're not. You're a... Never mind. Look, back to reality. Get off of this negative tirade we're getting on. It's upsetting a lot of people, and the people like me who like to be positive all the time, it's really hurting us, because you know what? The only thing we're seeing is all you want to be is negative. I want to lift you guys up. I want to be positive. I want to show you guys how to set your goals. I want to show you how to get into a business and work for yourself and work hard every day so that you make something of it. Guess what? You know what our society needs now a lot of? That you can make $30, $40 an hour, in some cases 75 or 80? Welders. You know how great welders are? They are so needed by every single factory and plant out there that did you know you can make more as a welder than you can as a doctor in some cases? Go out and learn how to weld. You're so worried that, you know, you're not going to get that job that your parents or whoever convinced you. Entitlement. Why don't you do what you're good at? You know how to work on a car? Guess what? All these jobs are going to be coming back up. What was it? Ford just decided to use their truck division. They're going to keep it in Ohio now. They're going to need a lot of employees to go over there and work on these trucks and start to get these trucks up and going. Great place to go, don't you think? Because, oh, we're not going to go to Mexico now. Pretty good idea, right? Look, America needs you. We need all of you. I need you. But guess what? We can do it without you. Because without you, we're going to teach our children. And our leaders and followers are going to teach us how to keep moving forward. Pick and choose who you teach. Read the Bible if you have to. Do something that you can. I apologize I'm on this tirade tonight, okay? It's just I feel for my nation. I am a Marine Corps veteran. I am a father of a beautiful 9-year-old daughter. I have friends with kids and I want to see them succeed, but when I see chaos going on in the streets because of entitled generation, because the millennials decide that they want to take control because moms and dads don't know how to do it anymore, our forefathers are still right and we are still the babies. Our forefathers got it right a long time ago, and we have to learn to know what that means, but we haven't taught it anymore, so we're going to teach it again. And every day if I have to teach you something about a president that we had in history, I will do that myself. Remember this, don't expect anybody else to do anything for you. Do it yourself and do it right the first time. That way you don't have to keep repeating it. But if you have to keep repeating it until you get it right. That's the goal for today. Be better than who you are today. My name's Jeff, and I've got to get going because I've got to get on a call. Actually, I'm kind of on the call right now. I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Make sure to say prayers tonight and everything else. I've got to get going, but make sure to say prayers and everything tonight. Each one of you guys is important. Each one of you is special. Each one of you mattered. Each one of you made a difference. I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. God bless.